All right, back to the table before I tear it all down. Had a good game last night, but today I need to roll the post-battle stuff. So if you're not familiar with this, I'm going to walk you through it. It's pretty straightforward. Now, if you'll remember yesterday, I had two of my figures were taken out of the game. They're casualties. So we will see what happens to them today. All right, first thing I want to do is open up my notebook where I keep track of everything. The post-battle stuff begins on page 119. And the first thing you do is you resolve your rival status. Now, right now, I only have one rival. I did not fight them this turn. So it says if you fought an opponent that isn't a rival and held the field, which I did. I held the field, which basically means no one left standing. You also get any loot that may come. So you roll a d6. On a 1, the opponent you just fought becomes your rival. Well, I do have a rival, but I haven't actually rolled for it yet. I rolled a 4. So technically, the group I fought yesterday, the Raiders, is not my rival. But you know what? I'm going to make them my rival. I'm just going to turn them in. So I do have my rival identified now. And it is these Raiders that I fought. Okay, so I haven't fought them yet, so don't have to worry about that. So here we go. We resolved the patron status. Now, the patron I had, the job I selected, it says one-time patron leaves. So that patron is gone. I will not get them back. I do have a second patron that gave me a job, and it said the time limit was this turn or +2. So I have up to 3, well, I have 2 more game turns if I want to try that job. But for right now, I am down to 1 patron because one of my patrons leaves after I finish that job. So now we determine the quest status. Okay, now here's the deal. In this game, your crew not only has to fight bad guys or other crews and stuff like that, but they can also undergo a quest, which is like some hunt across planets for something. You're sort of the one that has to come up with the story. That part of this game has never really appealed to me because you have to get rumors and you have to take quest fights, or not quest fights, you have to go on... There's roles that affect whether or not you can continue, on a quest or whether you find something on a planet. And to me, it just never appealed. So if that offends you, I'm sorry, but I'm not actually going to do quests for this campaign. Now, get paid. Here we go. All right, so I automatically get 3 credits for the job, if I remember right. Yeah, 3 credits. I also, the VIP... the protection job I had, it said that if I finished the job before the end of round 4, I got 2 bonus credits. So I get the 2 for that. And now I get paid, which is a 1d6. It says, if you won the mission by completing your objective, which I did, the VIP hacked the terminal, you treat rolls of 1 or 2 as a 3. So let's see how many credits I get. I rolled a 5. All right, not bad. 5 credits for the payment. I don't believe there was any danger pay on that. There was no danger pay or anything like that. Okay, +1 roll danger pay. Okay. All right, so the next we will do is battlefield finds. This is I love this. If you held the field after the battle, you had the opportunity to search the battlefield for anything worth collecting. You may do so even if you fail. Well, I did. So it's a D100 roll. So the first die is going to be the tens digit. That's a 72. 72 is debris. 1d3 credits worth. All right, so let's see how much that is. It doesn't say to round up or down. That's 2.5. I'm going to round up. That's +3 credits for the battlefield find. All right, number 6 is check for invasion. Okay, so the gang that I fought, they were called the Raider. They were called where are they? Abductor Raiders. But below the below the enemy description, there in big bold letters, it says invasion threat. So the fact that they've showed up on this planet that I'm on tells me that they're an invasion threat. So it says if the enemy you just battled is an invasion threat, you must roll to see if the world is invaded. You roll 2d6. It says add 1 if you acquired invasion evidence. I did not. Modify by -1 if you held the field. So I get to subtract 1, and if it's a 9 or higher on the total, this world is going to be invaded. That is a 6 minus 1 is a 5, so I've got some breathing room. No invasion this turn. Gather the loot. All right, let's see. Roll once on the loot table. Let's see. Roll once on the loot table. This is on page 131, so it's a D100. That is a 65, which is gear. Then you roll on the gear table, which is on the next page, I think. Yeah, gear subtable on page 132. I rolled a 115, which is a gun mod. And then you go to the gun mod table right here. You roll again. That is a 49, a hot shot pack. I don't even know what that is, but I'm going to look it up. Because I might want to sell it if it's not valuable. So let's take a look real quick at what a hot shot pack is. It is a weapon mod. So weapon mods are on page gun mods are on page 53. Hot shot pack. If it's fitted to a blast pistol, blast rifle, hand laser, or infantry laser, it adds +1 damage. Any natural 6 on the shooting die causes an overheat, rendering the weapon inoperable for the rest of the fight. Well, I'm going to keep that. That's a +1 damage. But if you roll a 6, a natural 6, it overheats, and that weapon is toast for the game, for that particular game. All right. Yeah, I'll probably hold on to that. That's a pretty cool one. All right, let's get back to the next roll, which was on page. That was gather the loot. Determine injuries. Here we go. All right, so I had my bot, and I had my ganger. Her name is Shell, and his name is Chevron. Let's roll for Shell first. All right, so for the injury table is on page 122. You roll a D100. So I got a 93, which is knocked out, but no long-term effects. So she's okay. The bot has his own table, which is on page 122 as well. It's a D100. That is a 42. A 42 is severe damage. Ooh. Severe damage. No long-term effect. Repair time 1d6. That's basically how many rounds you have to go. All right, let's roll for it. 3 rounds. That's not good. Now, what I could do, I could burn a story point to re-roll that and hope for something better. I'm going to do that. I'm going to burn -1 story point, and we're going to hopefully roll something better. 60, come on. 62 is minor damage. Out 1 turn. Okay, out 1 round. I can deal with that. Out 1 round. Okay, that was worth spending that story point on. So I had 5. Now I go down to 4. All right, that's the injury. So nobody's knocked out of the game permanently. Nobody got killed. XP, here we go. All right, so the only characters that gain XP are the ones that actually play in the combat round. So my bounty hunter, my bounty hunter, which sat out that turn, he gets no XP. So we'll just go down the line. The bot and Shell were knocked out. So they became a casualty. So they only get 1 XP each. And then my other crew, which I'm trying to remember their name, it was I'm trying to remember their names. This is Perp was my mercenary. He gets 3 because he survived and they won. The captain is Deacon. He survived and he gets 3. And then my precursor, I cannot remember his name. I think it's Dreg. He gets 3. Now, the first character to inflict a casualty, I can't remember. I think it was the robot. I'm pretty sure the robot took one out first. So I'll give bot plus 1 XP, and I'll check the video and see if I'm right there. So that is it. Now, the problem is I have not enough XP to increase my ability. So typically you spend XP to increase your reaction, your combat skill, your speed, your savvy, etc. But the lowest one to increase speed or savvy is 5 points. None of my guys have 5 XP. So in this particular game, I will not be upgrading any of my characters. Number 10, invest in advanced training. Well, again, I don't have enough money, so I will be skipping that portion. They are very expensive. They're like 10, 15, 20 credits. Here we go. Purchase items, 11. All right, so do I want to purchase something? I think I do. How many credits did I get? I got 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 5 is 10. And I had, how many credits did I have to start with? 13 plus 10. So I have 23 credits, and it says you can spend 3 to receive a roll on the military weapon table on page 28. So let's turn back to 28. I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend 3 credits. So now I'm down to 20, and I get 1 roll on the military weapon. That is a 95, a boarding saber. What a horrible weapon. That was not. I'll sell it for 1 and get, at least I spent 2. Okay, so I got a boarding saber. Good for close combat, but I typically try to avoid that. I'm not going to spend any more money on that. Let's see. Roll for campaign event. Okay, so at the end of each combat turn or whatever campaign turn, you roll to see a campaign. It's a D100. 42. An alien merchant offers you a strange device. If you want to buy it, pay 4 credits and roll on the loot table. Well, one of the options on the loot table is a damaged weapon, and another one is a reward, which is usually not all that great. Let me look at the rewards. Rewards are like rumors, bonus credits, discount on your next ship purchase, and additional story points. To me, the risk is not worth spending the 4, so I will ignore that. Next, we roll for a random character event. So now they all are involved. I've got 6. So it says select a non-bot. So the bot does not affect them. So I'll roll for a D5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll re-roll 6s. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Captain. Okay, the captain and the character event is on page 128. Captain gets a 49. You pick up an unusual hobby. We'll call it crochet. He's crocheting now. He gets plus 1 story point. All right, well, that negates the one I just spent. If the character is a swift or precursor, they earn 2 XP. Well, they are not. So I got 1 story point. So I still have 5. I have 20 credits. I thought I could sell items. Oh, yeah, you know what? I skipped that part. When you are buying items, on page 125, it says you may sell up to 3 undamaged items, each for 1 credit. Well, I am going to do that because I have a lot of junk here. I'm going to sell a scrap pistol for -1. I'm going to sell the brutal melee weapon for 1. And I'm going to sell the blade. Not the boarding saber, but I'll sell the blade that I just got. So now I've got 2 boarding sabers. Woohoo! I'll give 1 to the captain and 1 to someone else. So that is plus 3 credits. So I'm back up to 23 credits. And that is it. All right, there you go. That's it for the end of the campaign. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and jump back to the pre-encounter, which is where you basically, I'm staying on the planet, so I'm not going to be traveling or anything like that. So I don't have to do the world steps or the campaign steps where you do new world arrival. So I'm staying at the planet. So starting on page 76, upkeep and ship repair. I re-rolled my, a couple people pointed out that I re-rolled the damage that the ship starts out with, or no, not the damage, the debt. I rolled a D20 and added 6, and I should have said a 20 plus a D6. So I re-rolled it and it came up to be a 3, so I have 23 debt. And my ship is not damaged, so what I'm going to do there is I'm going to pay off some of my debt. Because the rule about the debt is if you don't, what did I get? I got a merchant, I bought a merchant ship, which, if I remember right, it had no damage on it. Let me just double check that. Yeah, somewhere in here I did. I don't remember where that is, but did not start out with a damaged ship. So, not doing the New World Arrivals. So what we're going to do is on number 1, upkeep and repairs. It says you must pay upkeep for your crew. Upkeep costs 1 credit if you have 4 to 6. So I'm down 1 credit for crew upkeep. And then ship debt. You can make payments if you still owe money. The amount, if you still owe money on your ship, the amount is now increased by 1 credit. It's 2 if you own 31 or more. Well, I have 23, so it goes up to 24 credits, so 24. And I'm going to pay off, I have 23, I'll pay off 5. So I'm going to go minus 5 credit. I'm going to go down to 19 ship debt. Okay. And then ship repairs. My hull points are all there because I haven't traveled, so my hull is fine. Pay for medical care. If you have crew in sickbay, you may pay 4 credits to remove 1 campaign turn from a single recovery time. Repair time for bots can be sped through the same process at the same cost. So my robot is out for the next turn. Do I want to spend 4? I do. I'm going to take 4 off. I'm down to 15 credits. But that means my bot is he's repaired. So I've got a full complement. So here we go. Assign and resolve crew tasks. So I have 6 crew. I can do find a patron, train, trade, recruit, explore, track, repair your kit, decoy. Decoy helps the rivals find you, helps avoid the rivals finding you. I don't have anything to repair. I'm not going to track down my rivals. I'm not looking for a fight right now. So I tell you what I'm going to do. You can only assign up to 2 per character. So for find a patron, I already have 1 patron that's given me a job. I'm going to assign the captain to the find patron. For train, who has the most XP? Perp, Deacon, or Precursor? I want my Precursor. You know what? I'm going to assign my captain to train, and I'll sign the ganger to go find someone else. That, and under trade, which is where you can go find cool stuff to buy, try to score new equipment. I'm going to put the bounty hunter and my mercenary, and that leaves recruit. I do want to recruit someone. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I got 2 more. Who did I not assign? The bot. I'll assign the bot to recruit. And then that leaves my precursor to go and explore. So the precursor. All right, so each one of these involves some rolls. So let's do that. All right, let's do the find a patron. I've only assigned 1 person to that. To find a patron, roll a d6 and add the number of crew members. If the crew has an old patron among their contacts, each patron adds +1. So I do have a patron still holding on. I guess that's like maybe they talk or whatever, or you just you approach some of their cronies. So I'm going to be adding 2 After rolling, you may spend credits to increase it. If you roll 5 or higher, you find a patron. If you roll 6 or higher, you find 2 patrons and may choose either job. Okay, so let's do this. I'm adding 2. I got a 6, so it doesn't really matter. So she finds 2 patrons. So I'm going to have the option to choose between 3 jobs here. Train, Deacon will get +1 XP. Trade. Trade is for each crew member trading, roll once on the trade table, which is on page 79. All right, so we'll do the bounty hunter gets a 27, a luxury trinket. If recruiting, which I am, you may use it as a gift to receive a +2 bonus on the roll. Alternatively, you can sell it. Roll twice on the trade table and select the result you prefer. If a swift character finds it, they can keep it and earn 2 XP. I'm not going to do that. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it to the recruit, which will get a +2 on the roll. The merc gets, in his trade, he gets a 46. Something interesting. Roll once on the loot table. Okay, let's go do that. 1 times 31. That's a 90. A 90 on the loot table is a reward. I don't really want a reward, but fine. And he gets a 45, which is valuable materials. 1d6 +2. I got +8 credits. Not bad. Oh, that's this one. +8 creds. So I went down to 15 and update. So now I'm up to 23 credits again. That number keeps sticking. All right, now let's do the recruit stage. Recruit. If your crew has fewer than 6, you can automatically recruit a new member. Well, I don't. If you have 6 or more, roll a d6, adding the number of crew members sent to recruit. A score of 6 or higher allows a new member. So the bot has, he adds 1 to the roll, and then I got the +2 from the little trinket. So I'm adding +3 to this dice. I need a 6 or higher. I did not get it, so no recruit. No recruit this turn. And then finally, the Explorer on the page 80 is a D100 table. 1, 2, 12. Had a nice chat. Roll a d6 and add your savvy. His savvy was +1. All right. Roll a d6. On a 5 or higher, gain a story point. So he's adding +1. I rolled a 3, got a 4, so he does not. So the exploration did nothing. All right, that is it for the assigned tasks. Now we get to the fun stuff. All right, let me turn pages. Now you'll remember I have 1 patron back here that offered me a job that I can do this turn or the next, so I'll remember that one. But now I get 2 new patrons. Let's see what they are. The first one, you roll a d10. The first one is a 2. So patron number, I'll call him patron number 2, is a corporation. And patron number 3 is a 1. Also, man, this planet must have lots of corporations. All right. And it gets +1 to the danger pay tail. +1 danger. +1 danger. All right, so let's go down to the danger pay. So patron number 1, I get to add +1 to this, +1 to the roll. That is a 1 + 2. It gets +1 credit danger pay. I don't think I got danger pay on that first job I did, even though... Oh, no, I did. It doesn't... I never did, but I should have. Oh, well, I won't do it now. Let's do this one. That's a 9 + 1 is a 10. You get +3 cred danger pay. And +3 and roll twice, picking the higher. Well, I don't think I'm going to get +3 credits and roll twice, picking the higher die when rolling for the mission pay after the battle. Oh, nice. So I get 2x rolls for payment. Okay. Let's do the time frame. Time frame for the first one is 4 this turn. Time frame for the other corporation, 4, also this turn. Well, I think I know which one I'm going to be doing is this +3 credit one. Let's do benefits, hazards, and conditions. Okay, the benefits for This is also on page 83. The benefits for a corporation are on an 8 or higher. So for the first one, no. For the second one, no. So there's no benefits. Hazards, 8 or higher. No for the first one. No for the second one. And conditions. Conditions are 5 or higher. Yes, there is a condition, and yes, there is a condition. So let's go see what the conditions are. The condition for the first one is, I rolled a 10. Reputation. You must have completed a prior patron. Okay, so I have. This one's good. And then this one, 4. Small squad. You cannot deploy more than 4. Oh, man. 4 crew only? That could be a problem. Wow. All right. The next one is assign equipment. My crew pretty much has already got their equipment assigned. Resolve any rumors. I'm not doing that. Here we go. Choose your battle. First, you have to check that your rivals give you the opportunity. Tally up the number of rivals you have. I have 1. Roll a d6. If the roll is equal to or lower, you will have to fight your rival. I rolled a 3, so I do not. Select your job. Carry out a patron job. That's what I'm going to do. But you know what? As much as I love that 3 extra credits, the fact that I can only bring 4 crew in, I think I'm going to have to pass on this one. So I'm going to take this job because, again, this one back here, I've still got one more turn to take it. And this one has to be done this turn, so I'm going to do it. All right, let me see. Now I have to go and roll for the encounter.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.
All right, so choose your battle. So I'm doing here we go. So I'm doing a patron battle. Patron thing. So on page 88, there is a column here for patrons. There's a column for rivals and a column for quests. So I'm looking at the patron table. So here's what we're going to do. This is the deployment condition. Deploy condition. All right, you roll a D100. That is a 87. Caught off guard. Your squad all act in the slow action phase in round 1. Crew in slow phase. That sucks. Turn 1. Although not necessarily. It does let the enemy move. Notable sight. Let's roll this. 71. Person of interest. All right, so if you were fighting an invasion battle, you were here to survive, nothing else. Otherwise, roll a D100. If a notable sight is present, consult the column. The item is placed, so there is going to be a VIP placed 2d6 plus 2. 4 is to 8 plus 2, 10 inches from in a random direction from the center. So if I get that VIP, I'm going to get +1 story point. Not money, but that might be worth it. All right, let's determine the objective. I'm doing a patron, so there's a table for that. There's a objective for opportunity, quest, patron, and probably rival on the. Nope, just patron. Yeah, if you're fighting a rival, that's your objective, is to fight the rival. Otherwise, I'm doing the patron one. So roll a d10. I rolled a 5. Move through. If I remember right, this one just means I need to get 1 or 2 of my people from this side to that side off the board, and I win. Let's double check that. You win the mission if at least 2 crew members move off the opposing battlefield edge. If you drive off all the enemies, you win, as long as you have at least 2 crew members remaining. Okay, so that's the objective. Not doing the rivals. Determine the enemy. I'm not doing a rival. So now we're going to roll a D100 on the encounter table, which is on page 94. So I'm doing a patron, so second column. It is an 84. Patron, a roving threat. So the roving threat table is where I'm going to go roll next to find out who shows up. Roving threats is on page 101. We roll a D100. Enemies from this list never become rivals. That's pretty cool. Actually, you know what? The Abductor Raiders, it says enemies from this list never become rivals. Oops, I assigned them my rival. I'm going to override it and say I ticked them off and they are my rival until I leave this planet. All right, let's see who I'm going to be fighting. 1, 10. 10 is converted infiltrators. They are an invasion threat as well. Infiltrators. This planet is in trouble. They are +0 to their number. They panic. They do not panic. They have a 0. Their speed is 4. Their combat is +0. Their toughness is 4. They are aggressive. And they are weapons type 1A. This is all information you'll need in order to create your thing. All right, so I've got converted infiltrators. Now we go back and we got to find out how many. So number of opponents. For a campaign crew size of 6, which is me, roll 2d6 and pick the highest result. A 3 and a 2. So the good news is there's only 3 of them. Let's see. I picked the higher. Okay. Specialist. The enemy force may include figure. Okay, if you encounter 3 to 6, there will be a specialist. So 2 of these guys will be thugs, and 1 will be a specialist. So no lieutenant this turn. The specialist will have, if you encounter 4 or more opponents. I don't. There's no lieutenant. Okay. The specialist, where does it say? I know it tells me the specialist gets something. The specialist just gets a different weapon. Never mind. Okay. So now it says the enemy force may be led by a special character. This might be the mastermind. Unless fighting an invasion battle or an enemy from the roving threats. Oh, I am doing roving threats, so I don't have to do unless fighting an invasion or enemy from the roving threats. So there is no unique individual. That's good because they're usually very, very dangerous and deadly. On a roll of 9 or higher, but I don't have to roll that. All right, so I need to do their weapons. What are they going to be carrying into the fight? All right, so the way this works is, if you remember, I mentioned weapon 1A. There's columns and there's tables. There's columns that are numbered, and then there's letters. That's a table. So under the numbered table, I'm going to be rolling under weapon 1. So it could be 1A, 2A, 3A. So there's 3 columns. So I'm going to roll on 1A. I roll a d6. This is for the thugs. I rolled a 1. They have scrap pistols. This could be an easy fight. I'm just saying. And that could just be me regretting that and jinxing myself. Now, on the ABC, you could have 1A, 1B, 1C. The letter corresponds to the specialist weapon. You roll a d6, and it's on the A column, and it's a 2, which is a shotgun. This is very good for me because those weapons do not have good range. All right, no unique individual. This is going to be, knock on wood, this should not, I can bring my full 6 crew in. I've got a VIP to rescue. And I've got 3 enemies, which are just sort of like a little gang. Their toughness is 4. My toughness on most of my guys is 3. So it is going to be harder to knock them out of the game, but I outnumber them 2 to 1. All right, that is it. I will wrap this video up and let you know that the next video will be my combat game versus that small gang. So what I'm going to do, excuse me, is every Friday I'll release a 5 Parsecs game, but it's going to alternate. So one Friday will be a combat game. The next Friday will be me rolling up the post-game stuff, post-combat, and then the pre-stuff like you just saw me do. And then the next Friday will be combat. And it'll alternate like that. And the reason I'm doing that is the last time I played 5 Parsecs, I was doing a game every week, and it really got... I play a lot of games. I record a lot of games if you watch my channel. And I just need to take it at a slower pace. So what I need you to prepare for is a game of a true rolling dice combat game of Frostgrave, 5 Parsecs, every other Friday. If you have any questions about the game, post them, and I'll do my best to answer the questions. It is 5 Parsecs from home, such a great game, and I have missed it, and I am so glad to be back. In next week, my crew of the Deacon's Blues, the ship is called Deacon's Blues, Captain Deacon and his crew will come back and see if they can take care of this little gang that's been bugging this little community. All right, that's all I got. This is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me as I continue to play 5 Parsecs from home. Until next week, everybody, take care.